Flyovers of brown, barren mountaintops were commonplace during NBC's coverage of the Winter Olympic Games in Beijing. Now, Sochi and Vancouver also struggled to produce natural snowfall when the Winter Olympics were taking place in those regions. However, for them, the issue was more or less that it was too warm to produce natural snowfall, right? Snowfall needs to have a two-part equation, one being that it has to be below freezing, and two, that you need a moisture source. Beijing and China in general, winter doesn't really struggle with cold air. As you can see here, I made an overview of what happens in winter for Eastern Asia here. And the biggest takeaway is that the East Asian winter monsoon basically dominates. Here, at the centerpiece of it, is the Siberian high pressure system, and it's centered over parts of Siberia and Mongolia. And basically, it sits over some of the coldest, driest parts of the northern hemisphere in winter, right? That's Siberia. When you think of Siberia, you think of extremely cold, and that's exactly what it is. Now, what happens, monsoon, the word monsoon correlates to wind flow. And so when you take a look at the wind flow out from this high pressure system in the interior of Asia, the flow goes from this interior down to the coast, and it brings with it, it takes the air characteristics from the interior, cold and very dry, and brings it to locations like Beijing, like Seoul, and like parts of northern Japan. So the cold air is in place. Why don't they have snowfall? The issue with this flow is that it's going from the interior of a very dry continent in winter. And to have snowfall, right, two-part equation, below freezing temperatures and also moisture. And this flow here blocks plentiful moisture fluxes, so channels of moisture from coming up from the south and also from the southeast, our oceanic, or what we call in meteorology, maritime regions. And that's the thing, you have the cold, but you don't have the moisture there to mix with it to produce snowfall, natural snowfall at least. And so that's why when you take a look at areas beyond where the skiers are, that's why it's so barren and brown.